Welcome to Minmore Farms. We are semi-rural here, actually semi-urban. I love to do ranch horse versatility with my wonderful Flaxen Morgans, but I don't have access to large properties, to large cows, so I have created my own little mini ranchette in which to train my horses in ranch horse versatility. I have some economical mechanical devices which I've created to help me get my horses ready for the actual cow work. I do obstacles. I have some trails around my property. Part 1 shows double track Demi Moore and Shadrach Triton Semi doing ranch horse versatility obstacles. Demi and Semi know the obstacles quite well. They've been practicing obstacles for at least a year. This is a balance beam, double length. The horses learn to walk across it with all fours. At first, this obstacle looks like it's impossible, but once the horse understands what you're asking of them, it is just a matter of communicating your request. Semi here does it perfectly. We have crossbar jumps, which can be set at different levels. We have barrels that are half filled with water and bleach to keep the algae down. And we use the barrels to work on getting proper arc, going forward and backward on the horse. This is Demi doing her backward maneuvers around the barrels. And now Semi will work the barrels. At this time you can see that we have Bozels on Semi and Demi, and we do two-handed, but as we progress we will do these obstacles one-handed. Semi did a nice job backing around the barrels, although we will be working on her headset. We have PVC pipe, various sizes and lengths, pipe strapped to the ground, and we go to these obstacles and ask the horses to side pass. The white sawhorses are a simulated gait. The objective is to reach down for the rope, which is the gate, walk through, quietly turn your horse, hold on to the rope, back your horse, and place the rope back on the gate receiver. Demi just did a nice job with this obstacle. Now Demi is going forward through the L that we've made with vinyl posts that are strapped together. She went forward. She is now going backward. In the background, Semi is going through the gate. We've made a square out of vinyl posts strapped together. The objective is to step into the square, step out of it, or step into it and stand, or step into it and turn your horse. Also within the square, from time to time, we put in cans and bottles and other forms of garbage and ask the horse to step on this garbage, deal with the noise that it makes and the sight that it makes, and sack them out, so to speak, with garbage. This is Semi. She does a very nice turn in the square. Demi is doing some serpentine work around the eucalyptus trees in this obstacle area. And then she is asked to cross over the bridge. We require a stand for a short amount of time before asking the horse to leave the bridge. A smaller bridge is located just past the larger bridge that's in the forefront of your screen. So the horse steps on the first larger bridge, steps down onto a blue tarp, and then steps up again onto a smaller bridge. In the background, Semi is negotiating the serpentine eucalyptus tree pattern. In the foreground is Demi again, and she's being asked to step over the uneven parallel bars, which are made up of posts, vinyl posts, that are jacked up various heights, sometimes different heights on either end, so that makes them uneven. In that gorgeous ancient oak tree to the right of the screen, we keep a number of different obstacles that we work on. Demi is being asked to pull a vinyl PVC post which is connected by a rope. For this run, we're being careful not to have the rope touch Demi in the sensitive places, and we also have not dallied the rope. But as the horse progresses in achieving this obstacle, we can deal with the desensitizing of the feeling of the rope on various places of the body, which we are doing now briefly on Demi's rump, and we can dally up and pull heavier logs or posts. This activity is similar to, but in some ways quite different from, log pull with a harness. Both Demi and Semi have pulled logs with a harness, a collar and a hames. Demi is doing quite well with the feeling of the rope across her back legs. Shows no agitation whatsoever. And now Semi will do the same exercise. The rope is being pulled along the ground that has gravel on it and leaves, and some turf. So different sounds occur as you're pulling on different forms of the ground cover. Semi is doing quite well with the log pull. Other obstacles hanging from the tree are slickers, chines, tarps. We reach over, pick up the obstacles, or make a noise with the obstacles, and deal with desensitizing our horse to these obstacles. Demi is being asked to approach the blue tarp that's hanging from the tree. She's a bit concerned. She's allowed to smell it, investigate it. Then we ask her to side pass to the tree, still a little bit of concern. We give her assurance that she's doing a good job. Still, as we reach for the tarp, it's quite challenging to her. We've unhooked half the tarp. Just having that first half of the tarp fall down along the side of the tree was challenging. So we moved on and grabbed a slicker. And are asking her to allow us to touch various parts of her body with this slicker that's making noise because it is plastic. Demi is doing quite well with this obstacle. Now we're going to hand the slicker to see how Semi does with the sounds and the feelings of having this plastic object being moved and touched all over her body. Horses that do volunteer horse patrol must be trained to allow the rider to accept various items, pieces of paper, jackets, slickers, umbrellas. We're having a helper bring the blue tarp down from the tree to continue desensitizing the horses to the entire tarp. It's bigger than a slicker. It's a different color. These are all challenging aspects of this obstacle. It makes a whole lot more noise because it is bigger. Now the blue tarp is being handed to Demi's rider. That's a little bit scary for the horses. Nevertheless, an important accomplishment when training a horse to do ranch horse versatility obstacles. These obstacles go beyond being trail obstacles. They are not just logs and jumps and items on the ground that the horse has to walk, trot, and canter over and back through. These are items that one might encounter in doing ranch horse work, and we want to make sure that our versatile horses are, to use an old term, sacked out properly with these items. Once the tarp is dropped to the ground, it's not as frightening. It actually becomes something that the horse, in this case Demi, is inclined to want to play with. Demi is now being taken over to a mailbox, being asked to side pass up to it. The rider takes out items from the mailbox, items that make noises, that have color, and we work on getting our horses used to these items. That's a rattle that's being spun around, makes a rattle noise. There are New Year's Eve party favors in the mailbox and make various kinds of noises. Here you see part of the obstacle course training is handing things between riders. Semi and Demi have been doing these obstacles for quite a while and seem quite relaxed around them. And a new horse that's never seen a mailbox, that's never been asked to side pass to a mailbox and have the mailbox be opened, to have items pulled out of it that make various noises that they've never heard before, would be quite challenged. And the training has to go in small steps. And the training has to be repetitive. And that is why we've set up these obstacles in such a way that they are year-round available. Asking a horse to go through curtains of various materials can be challenging. Right now, Demi is being asked to go through a curtain of ropes hanging from a black piece of plastic between two trees. We are giving Demi a lot of time to relax and check it out. We're going to approach the curtain from the other side. There's some leaf growth there too. To start out with, we give Demi an opening and then ask her to go through. There was a little bit of concern there, but she was manageable. We also have a curtain of caution tape hanging from white lattice. It's between two trees that are quite close together. This curtain can be negotiated in saddle, but because the trees are so close together, we first teach the horses to negotiate through the curtain from the ground. And of course from both directions. Semi did that quite well. Now from the ground, Semi's being asked to go through the curtain of ropes. And while she gives slight cautious resistance, she's compliant. And she shows more compliance, of course, on the second go around, even though it's in the other direction. We keep a lariat nearby the obstacles, and we work on swinging the lariat, forming the loops. You notice that Semi enjoyed playing with the tarp as she walked by. We have what one calls a dry steer. That is a sawhorse steer with horns set up in the obstacle area at all times. And we practice roping from horseback. Demi is doing quite well, accepting the lariat along the side of her body. Now she's being asked to approach the sawhorse steer, put herself in position, allow herself to stand in position. This is not a moving object, it is a stationary object, and give the rider an opportunity to practice roping the horns. A little bit of concern there by Demi. But she allowed herself to be positioned properly. And then as soon as the rider was ready to start swinging, Demi sensed that something was going to happen. She got a bit agitated. She's being asked to get back in position. She's showing a bit of resistance. Now she's accepting the loop being swung over her head and the throw being made without resistance on her part. In ranch horse versatility competitions, the horse has to be willing to accept the formation of the loop, the swing of the loop, and the throw of the loop, but catching the horns or any part of the cow is not considered a requirement. Now Demi is off to a trail ride.